This is Jim Nix from nomadicpursuits.com, and in this video we'll be talking about dramatic images in Aurora HDR 2018. To me, the classic HDR look involves a significant amount of color, some nice punchy detail, and of course a really evenly lit scene where a lot of the detail that's generally hidden in shadow has been revealed. So we're going to take this base 3 exposure HDR and go build this into the classic HDR look. So I'm going to start in the HDR basic panel. And the first thing I'm going to do is mess a little bit with the temperature and tint. This was a sunset, and I want to bring back some of that beautiful crisp color, add a little bit of contrast. Of course, HDR Enhance is an incredible slider, so I use that quite a bit. Smart Tone here is going to help me lift the shadows without really messing up the highlights, so I like that quite a bit. And in fact, I'm going to take the highlights down a little just to sort of soften those and lift the shadows a little as well. And so I think we're getting to a really evenly lit scene, which I think looks nice. I'm going to go ahead now and get into some color work. The first place I'm going to go is in the color panel, where I'm going to lift the saturation and vibrance a little bit just to give them a little punch and a little kick here. So I think that's starting to look pretty nice. Now, a tool that I like to use on a lot of images taken in the softer light, such as sunset, is Image Radiance. I think it's a wonderful tool, and as you slide it over, you'll notice that it does add a little bit of shadow. And so in this new edition, there's a shadow slider that you can drag to the right to sort of bring back that shadow so you're not losing too much detail. Let me show you the before and after of that tool. There's the before, there's the after. It sort of softens a photo a little bit, but it gives it a nice romantic glow, and using that shadow slider helps you overcome some of the darkness that's imposed when you drag the slider to the right. Now, I also added some warmth to that just to give that a little extra bit of sunset light. I'm also going to take the polarizer slightly to the right. Okay, a couple more adjustments and I think we'll be about there. Top and bottom tuning. This is a very flexible slider. I use it on a lot of images, and in this case I'm going to use it on the bottom just to lift the exposure a little bit. As I said at the beginning, to me that classic HDR look is a really evenly lit scene. And let me show you the before and after. See the before and the after. I just want to bring up the shadow area there slightly, and I think that helps. It also brightens this, and I think helps the reflection look really nice. So I'm going to drag a little bit of warmth into that as well. You can see, let me show you the before and after. There's the before and there's the after. I think that looks really nice and balanced. And now really the last thing that I would do to really achieve that look is just to drag the saturation slider to about 15 or 20, let's say. Let's go to about 20. And that's just on the highlights. I'm in kind of the red hue, and the highlights are primarily visible in the sky and a little bit in the reflection of the water. So all I did is increase the saturation and the using the red hue there, just really to bring up the look of that sunset light. So let me show you the before and the after. I think that adds a nice pop of color. And there you have it, a number of different adjustments that allow you to create sort of a classic HDR look, mildly to somewhat saturated, a nice pop of detail, which you can see over here, and of course, evenly lit scene where you don't have a lot of detail lost in shadow. Again, over here you can see that the shadows are fairly visible, and I think that helps. And that's really how I do it in this photo. I hope that this tutorial helps you, and if you have any questions, let us know. Thanks again, and we'll see you next time.